Hello, Josephine here. Welcome back to the Business Life Guru YouTube page. Today I'm excited. We're talking about why you shouldn't start a business. Things you should think about before you start a business. So don't start a business if. There's a lot of misconceptions about starting a business. A lot of people don't know what goes into it and what it entails. And I love when I see people who've been working in something. I used to work in a tax office, so I did business taxes, individual taxes. I am licensed to do individual taxes. I rather do business taxes. I don't really care about individual taxes. I also had to balance books, start businesses, dissolve businesses, create partnerships. I did it all, so I know a lot about businesses in general. One of our clients, she worked with one of our other clients. So before she became our client, she actually just came to us to do taxes, but she worked for one of our clients who owned a cleaning company, and she was a great worker. I think she was a manager, and one of the companies that they worked for, that they cleaned, decided that they wanted to give her a contract and she should start her own business and start her own cleaning business, and she did. And she was so surprised and shocked to see how much work goes into owning a business. She was just like, this is just too much, and we had to really walk her through it. But a lot of people think that they know, and they think that it's easy, and there's just so much that goes into it. You can always do a side hustle. You can always be a contractor or a freelancer. You don't necessarily have to own a business. You can just be a sole proprietor. Do not start a business if you don't want to work 24/7, especially for the first 3 to 5 years. If you do not want to work 24/7 and you just want to start a business so that you can be on the beach or go on vacation or set up your own hours or time, then you don't necessarily want to start a business. You either want to be a freelancer or be a contractor. Because if you want a full-blown business, you need to work 24/7. You need to make sure you know what's going on. You need to always check on what's happening. You have to always be on top of your area. So let's say you want to be a boutique owner and you want to carry clothing for both males and females. You always need to know what style is trending. You always need to make sure you keep up with your laws in your city, in your state about selling, because a lot of the times laws change. I have a lot of family members that are in the business world, are entrepreneurs, and some of their businesses get affected by laws being changed or being introduced. So they actually have to be very aware of that. So you have to be on top of that. You have to know whether you're going to commit a crime or not. You also have to be very on top of your taxes, and if you have employees, paying them, and if you're giving your employees any benefits. It's just more than you think. So I'm not trying to discourage anybody from starting a business. I'm just saying that if you want to, you have to make sure that you do your homework and you have to make sure that you're ready. Don't think that it's just something that you can do, put it on Instagram, I have a business, and then go on vacation. It doesn't work like that. Next, if you don't want to learn about finances, you probably shouldn't have a business. So you have to know about your business finances. You can't just say, I have a accountant or I have a tax advisor. You have to make sure you know what's going on. A lot of people get ripped off because they don't know how to count their money. So sometimes money will disappear. I have seen it happen firsthand. So I'm speaking not from personal experience, but from experience of seeing it happen. So you need to actually make sure you know what's going on financially. I'm not saying that you have to be an expert. You can always hire an expert, but you just need to know what's going on so that when you question your expert, you know. and it's not like that person is stealing from you without you knowing. Next, if you don't want to delegate work. So there are some people who don't like other people to do work in their businesses or in their anything. They like to do all the work themselves. And if you're that kind of person, then you should probably, again, just be a freelancer or a contractor. You don't really need to own a full-fledged business, because in order for your business to grow and for you to make money, you have to delegate work. You have to have either an assistant or somebody who does all the customer service. You just have to delegate work out if you don't want employees. This goes back to delegating work. In order for your business to grow, you have to make sure that you are giving people jobs so that you have time to do the bigger things that are going to help the business grow. You can't just do everything on your own unless you want to stay small. Again, unless you want to be a freelancer or a contractor. If you are trying to build something bigger than you, you need employees. Now, to bounce off of that, if you expect your employees to do everything, you probably shouldn't own a business, because you have to do work as well. You can't just have a business, have your employees do all the work, and you never show up, but you get a paycheck, you go on vacation. It doesn't work like that. They need somebody to look over them, to manage them, to make sure that they're on the right track. Especially sometimes they might not know that they're doing something right, or a problem might occur. So you don't want them Googling or YouTubing any of these answers to the problem, how to solve this that came up in the office, because they'll end up getting the answers that you don't want. Especially if you have a brand and you have rules, you need them to make sure that whatever they're doing, however they're solving the problems, that it aligns with the company's morals and brands and beliefs. So you actually need to show up for work. Another thing is, you're a leader essentially. So when you have employees, they do what they see. So if employees see that you're slacking off, you're not doing your job, you're always having fun, you're always talking, you're partying all the time, you barely show up, they're going to start to do the same exact thing. Don't want to pay taxes. There's a quote, and I can't really remember the quote, but it goes something like, you could be a murderer, you can do the worst crime, but you won't get caught for any of that. You'll actually get caught if you don't pay your taxes. Something like that. I don't know how it goes. I probably ruined it, but it's true. There are a lot of people in this world who have been arrested, not for the actual crime that they committed, but because they didn't pay taxes. Some of them are murderers, drug lords, all these different people, and they'll get arrested, and you're thinking, oh wow, they finally arrested that serial killer, and it's usually because that serial killer didn't pay taxes, and then everything comes out. So you need to pay your taxes. You don't want to pay a check, but you want all the money. So once your brand becomes a business of a certain level, you cannot just go to the bank and get some money out from your business account or go out and swipe. You actually have to pay yourself a check, like a paycheck. You actually have to sign yourself a paycheck. You become an employee for your company. The only time this doesn't happen is if you are a sole proprietor, if you are a freelancer, if you are a contractor. Then it doesn't matter. Your money is the business's money. The business money is your money. So if you don't want to pay yourself a paycheck, you don't want to put yourself on salary, you just want to be able to go, I feel like getting $5,000 from the company today. Let me transfer out. Don't do that. Please don't, because you will be audited yesterday. If you only care about the money, you probably shouldn't start a business. Again, you should be a freelancer or a contractor. If you start a business thinking, I'm going to make millions of dollars and I'm going to be rich as your first main priority, it's probably not going to work out, because for the first couple of years of you owning your business, you don't really make money. You have to take the money that the business makes and pour it right back into the business so that the business can grow efficiently. If you make a bunch of money and you're like, you take it all, your business won't be able to grow. So after 2 years, maybe less, maybe even 5 years, your business will just end and you'll have to dissolve it. And that's the end of that. This piggybacks off of what I said before, but if you don't have any plans to improve the business, so if you don't plan on making the business any better. For example, if you own a restaurant or a brick and mortar store where you sell clothes or products, and the building is falling apart and you don't really care about fixing it, or you don't really care about changing up your menu or changing up the clothing that comes in, you still have the same old type of design, cut, color, your business won't grow. And if you don't care about that because all you care about is either making the money or saying that you have a business or whatever, your business won't grow, and then you'll have to dissolve it, and then you won't really have a business anymore. And last but not least is, if you don't want to do research, continue to learn about your craft, your business, your product, continue to develop it, or get feedback. So there are a lot of people who don't have a business, and once you give them feedback, they blow up. It's like, you're against me. They start to think negatively about you because you're giving them feedback. You need to be able to take feedback from everyone, past customers, future customers, everyone. There are a lot of times you've seen social media sites change up their site, like Instagram getting rid of likes because people have complained and given their concern. So they take that and they go, okay, let's fix it. You see that happen all the time. One of the big ways that's happened is with the Sonic movie. And, you know, a lot of people complained about the character looking weird. So they went back and they redid the whole thing and they changed up the character, and now people are happy. You have to be able to do that. You have to have wiggle room to either fix problems or improve on things that people are saying, take into consideration. If you don't care about that, you probably shouldn't own a business. Those are the things that you have to consider when you're starting a business. If you don't like this list at all, if you're kind of like, I don't have time for any of that, then you don't necessarily want to start a full blown company. You want to do freelancing, you want to do contracting, which there's nothing wrong with freelancing and contracting. I hope you guys enjoy this. Comment down below if you do own a business, if you're a freelancer, if you're a sole proprietor, if you're a contractor, if you want to expand, if you have employees, you're thinking about employees, thinking about starting a business. Comment down below. I really want to get a feel of who is watching these videos. If you love this and you enjoyed this and you like this, if you have any questions, comment below. You can like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.